That's the problem. The fighters that have a code, well, you don't need a code for Glass Joe, obviously. So Von Kaiser, Piston Honda, Great Tiger, Bald Bull, Soda Popinski, Bald Bull 2, Don Flamenco, Sandman, and that's it. So, what's up, Beach Cabra? Hey, Solid. Shit, I think I fucked up. Or just kidding, I didn't fuck up. Alright. Okay. 31. Come on, up. Up, up. This is it. This is it. This is it. This is it. Rip, Turk. You are done. I got the 42. Fuck yeah. This is it. No question. There's no question that this is sub Turk. No question. 0.2 fucking 5, baby. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Get hype. Get hype on that shit. That beats a Game Genie PB. Woo! Okay, so check this out. So back in the day, when I first started playing this game, my resources were a couple things. One, I would go on to Red Tom's site, which had all the strategies back in the day, and Game FAQs also did. And eventually, I got in touch with Matt Turk himself, the master. You know, he's the ultimate MTPO master. And the one thing that was missing from all of these strategies, because all his times were listed, there was one strategy that was missing, and it was Piston Honda 1. If you go on to Game FAQs or you go onto Red Tom's site to this day, you will not see the strat for Honda 1. That's his time, which is a 42.97. So I asked him about it. I said, you know, hey, I'm really interested in this 42.97. How the heck did you get that time on Piston Honda? Because I was struggling to get sub 50 at the time. And he kind of he was like kind of bobbing and weaving and going back and forth. And he was like, yeah, I got to try it out again. I got to, you know, I got to test it on console, and I got to do this and I got to do that. And essentially he didn't want to tell me. He didn't want to tell me what it was. And I was like, all right, you know what? Fair enough. Because eventually he came out, you know, I was getting kind of annoyed with him that he kept kind of dipping and dodging around this. And, you know, eventually he just said, look, I worked really hard on that strat, and there's some things, you know, that you shouldn't give away for free. And once he told me that, I was fine, man. I was like, you know what? Hey, I respect you, dude. You know, you busted your ass to get all these strats. You shared like, you know, 99% of them. You want to keep one strat to yourself? I'll give you that. All right. So then it was basically up to me to figure out how the hell he did this. And that was actually a huge turning point for me in Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, because what I had to do is I had to recruit other help, because to that point Matt Turk was really the only old school Mike Tyson's Punch-Out community member that I had any kind of contact with. And I got in touch with a Delicott, the guy that had the Taz before McHazard did, and for a very long time. And strangely enough, A. Delicott was also a console player. So he started out as a console player. He transitioned into a Tasser, and the first game that he did was Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. That was the game he loved. And he told me that he was like, you know, back in the day, I had a 43 on Piston Honda 1. I went back and forth with Turk. Like, they kind of battled it. They kind of had this back and forth battle about, you know, who's gonna own the Piston Honda 1. And he said he eventually got sub 44. He got 43.97. And I was like, well, that's great. You know, that's great. Delicott, can you tell me how to do it? Because Turk won't tell me, man. And he's like, yeah, no problem. And he's like, there's only one thing though. I forgot. And I was like, are you kidding me, man? Like, But this was a long time ago. This was, I understand now how these, because I used to think when I would talk to these guys, I would be like, dude, how can they forget these fucking strats, man? I would never forget a strat. Like, it is so important. But now that I've been playing Punch Out for, almost 4 years, I've forgotten some strats. So I understand where they're coming from with, they did a strat like 7 years ago and they don't remember it. It's like, okay, I get it now. So anyway, he's like, it's okay. I don't remember, but I can figure it out. So we started working together, and I think I kind of got to it before him. I was like, all right, here we go. I think I figured out phase one, and then phase two obviously is inconsequential. There is no phase two against Piston Honda. You just hold start. So I figured out phase one, and then he's like, yeah, that's it. And then it was like, what do we do for phase three? And then that's when he remembered it. It finally like triggered his memory, seeing the phase one again, and he was like, this is it. And he had the phase three, and it was like, okay. So we made all this progress, and then it was like, all right, so now we can get a 43. That's awesome. But wait. Let's not get too excited. We still don't know how to get 42. So we kind of started working out, how do we get a 42? And we figured it out. We went through all the motions, and he did, some TASing and figured out how Turk would have gotten the 42 realistically. And let's just put it this way, it's goddamn impossible. All right. If I was going to go for a 42 that way, I would go insane because the luck you need is well beyond what I just did right now, and the skill of it is pretty tough as well. It's brutal. It's a brutal way to get a 42. This way that I just did is much easier. So so I told Turk, I was like, look, dude, we figured out your strat. We know what it is. Let's just share information. We don't need to keep any secrets. All right, here's this. And then I even shared with him, just as an act of good faith, I shared with him the 43, the real-time strat, the one that I used for single segments previously. Just to kind of say, okay, look, it's all good, man. And that was fine. And then I wanted to go a little deeper though, and I remember for some reason I yeah, the stream just started and I got the record on like my third attempt. I'm sorry. What can I say? I got the good refill and the luck somehow. I'm not gonna question it, okay? Look, when good things like that happen, you don't question it, you just take it and you say, thank you, RNGesus. All right. Um, So anyway, I remember still thinking that I wasn't satisfied and thinking like, what if there was a way to beat Matt Turk's 42? Could that be possible? Is there some way that that could happen? Because Aids Ellicott couldn't really come up with any way. I hadn't yet. And eventually what happened is I started thinking about, I think I was testing things for single segment. And I remember thinking like, what if I had more stars in phase three? Would that help me out? If I had multiple stars in phase three, how could I take advantage of that? And eventually I found a way to do it. I found a way to take advantage of it in phase three. And then that kind of got me to thinking because the phase three turned out to be fast. It was like 10 seconds long or something like that. And I was like, that's a really fast phase three. And I was like, so that means I could give up this much time in phase one as long as I got phase three because that would cover it. And then this strat was born. So let me see if I can pull this up for you guys. This is the original Turk beater. I should have it on this computer. I know I've shown it on stream before, so I've got to have it. Yep, here it is. Now this, keep in mind, this is a version that, because once I figured out this strat, I told a Delicate and he did a theory test. So this is a frame perfect version of the strat that I'm about to show you. If it'll open. Come on, VLC, you can do it. Whoa, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Sorry if it's really loud. For some reason, the TAS encodes, like when it opens in VLC, it gets in this huge fucking. I don't get it. Just gets all huge. Okay, so let's add this screen region here. There we go. Okay, so this was a couple years back, and I came up with this strat, and I was so proud of it. I was like, finally, I can beat Turk. I had never beaten any of Turk's times. This was going to be the first one. I was so ready to do it. There was only one problem. The randomness was just incredible, and it was going to be so difficult. So here it is. I'm going to give you guys a breakdown. Phase one is fairly standard. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm trying to manipulate a situation where I can have enough stars. So I'm going to open with the right-handed gutters, as you saw me do just now. I'm using the stars the same way. So up to this point right here, let me let this play. Okay, so up to this point, there's no variation. This is exactly the same strat that you guys saw me doing just now. And then what I came up with was there was two things that I could do after this. I could either A, manipulate his guard up before that punch and then hit him with 4 consecutive face jabs, or B, I could wait and then manipulate his guard up once he came back to the fight and hit him with 3 rights and then a face jab, which is what I ended up doing. So 1, 2, 3, bam, face jab. And he's down at 28. All right. So this is almost identical to the strat you guys saw. And then, of course, we have our second star punch here. He's down on 31. So the times are the same. The times are all the same. We got to get the low refill. Here's where things change a little bit. So I'm going to hit him with a star. I'm going to hit him with another star. That one deals 20. Face jab, and then that last star. Now, you guys might have noticed that he didn't throw a hook there. He could have thrown a hook at that last star, but he did not. He opted not to because A Delicat was tazzing it. And as you can see, the frame perfect time would be 42.25, which is, as a matter of fact, the time that I just got. So I actually matched the theory Taz of my original strat. Now, I will tell you guys, McHazard's TAS is actually a 41.97. So, hey, Andrew G, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it. All right, so that was that strat. So basically, the flaw that was in that strat that McHazard found, because I found this strat, like I said, this was a couple years ago. I was so proud of it, but I never had the guts to try to pull it off, because that last punch in phase one is super hard to hit. I know I needed the good refill, so I needed to hit that punch right there that I just showed you. That last punch. Let's get a good shot of it. There it is. That punch right there. That fucking punch, man. That punch is so hard to hit, dude. It's random. I can't remember what the odds were supposed to be on it, but the odds were crazy. And basically, it was that punch, and then that wasn't the end of it, because in phase 3, the way this is set up, the way I had it in phase 3, I'm using both of my star punches right out of the gate, and using both your star punches right out of the gate is not what you want to do, because, so I use 1, I use 2, because you see how his eyebrow started shaking? He's only going to do that eyebrow thing once now. And now, after this punch that gets me the final star of the phase, he can either throw a hook, which he's going to do 75% of the time, or he can just stand there, which he's going to do 25% of the time. So it's 25% chance that he just stands there like that and gets knocked down. And it's also a 25% chance that he gets the refill. So phase 3 alone was a 1 in 16 shot. And I couldn't deal with that, because it's so hard to get to phase 3 with the phase 1 that I had that I was like, even if I get to phase 3, it's a 1 in 16 shot that I even close it out, which is ridiculous, you know? So that's why I never went after this IL until McHazard. Most of you know McHazard. He's in the chat a lot. He did the tasks for this game that broke the mold. He figured out a bunch of new strategies, etc. So what McHazard figured out, I'm going to go back and break this down for you guys so you can see the changes that McHazard made. So he figured out that everything in the beginning can be the same. So this is all the same opening here. We're doing the same stars, but here is where the first change was. Sorry, let me back that up. Right here. So or wait, was that the first star or the second? Yeah, okay, right there. So you see he just throws a hook normally, okay? That's everything, that's what you would expect. But right here, so with the McHazard strat, what I want to do is I actually want to hold up before he throws his hook. So right now I'm actually holding up. And what will happen is instead of him just throwing his hook right away, he's actually going to bring his hands up and then throw his hook. And by manipulating his guard up, you then have a 1 in 4 chance to hit him in the gut afterwards. And then you can hit him in the face 3 times in a row, which you saw me do. And then he's down on 28. And now we're just dealing with it's 75% and then a 25% chance. So what is that? What would that add up to? I don't know. I'm bad at math. A 1 in 4 and a 3 in 4. I don't know what it is, but whatever it would be. Oh my goodness, dude. Seriously. So anyway, hey, what's up, Mecha Richter? So basically he made it so that the phase 1 was realistic. It was a realistic phase 1 now. Not only did he make phase 1 realistic, he made phase 3 realistic. So I can't show you the replay of the fight I just did, but what I'll do is I'll show the Twitch replay of the other one. Let me pull that up. Whoops. Let's pull that up. Give me 1 second, please. I was not expecting to get world record right away or do a story time, but hey, it's 9 o'clock, so what the hell? Might as well do it. All right, let's open this up here. So now you can see the kind of the strategy variations that McHazard basically made this strat just a much easier version is what he did. Dude, how do I see my own shit from here? Damn it. Oh, here we go. That's me. Profile. There it is. That profile. Dude, I can't believe I'm looking over at the screen and seeing that 42.25, and I was like, man, that was just too easy. What's going on here? All right, so let's do the 42.48, which I just beat hilariously. Okay, so this is just the Twitch highlight. Sorry about the text at the bottom, don't mind that. That's just from the... Okay, here we go. So you're going to see the same opening here. Well, not that time, because that was a mess up. You're going to see the same opening here. Now, keep in mind, it's only a 3-frame window to hit these right-handed gutters, because right-handed gutter punches are actually 2 frames slower than lefts. So in every single segment strat, you always see me open with 3 lefts, which gives me 6 frames of error to hit, or 9 frames of error to hit it. So 1, 2, 3. Now watch his health bar, how much is going to get drained here from this star punch. Boom, look at that shit go down, dude. That's 20. Now look at his gloves. His gloves are up because I'm holding up. All right. So I had to wait. I had to wait for his face to come back to this position and 4 frames before I threw my star. I hit that. That's another 16 damage. Now I'm still holding up, okay, because I want his gloves up here. I want his gloves up here, not down here. All right. And you'll see why in a second. Now he's going to throw his hook. So we're dodging, we're punching, we're hitting him with the star. Now, as soon as this star is over, his gloves are still up. So this is where it becomes the 1 in 4 shot to get the gut punch. So you're going to see me hit him with the gut punch. Bam. Now, this is where things get really interesting. His gloves are now going to go down because his gloves were still up when I hit him with this punch. Now, when his gloves go down, that's what allows me to hit him in the face 3 times. So we get 1, 2, 3. None of those punches are random. The only thing that's random is whether he attacks or not. So he could attack to interrupt those punches, which he would just block. Then you hold up and start, so his gloves again are up. And then when his gloves are up, coming back to the fight here. Fight. Okay, so his gloves are up. So now what I'm going to do is a max damage uppercut. And these are actually pretty easy to pull off on Piston Honda 1 compared to Piston Honda 2. So as soon as I see him dropping his gloves, what I'm going to do is I'm going to press start to start my star punch, and then I'm going to tap up. And I don't know how many frame window you have to tap up, but it's a big window. If anybody is familiar with playing the game, the max damage uppercuts on Super Macho Man, you have a huge window to hold up and start. It's like that. So it's not that bad. So once I do that, you'll see that his gloves are going down. Anytime a fighter's gloves are transitioning, for some reason the uppercuts do more damage to the fighter. So this first uppercut is going to hit him for 20, whereas normally it would only hit him for 13. So I'm getting 7 extra damage here. And then what's going to happen is right here, I'm actually buffering my next punch because his guard is still in the falling animation. His guard's not completely down yet because he got hit by a star punch before his guard was completely down. So it's still kind of in this middle phase. And what that allows me to do is I hold up and B, and then as soon as I see Little Mac moving, right here, I let go. If I continue to hold up, then he would block this punch. But by letting go of up immediately once you see Mac going into motion, he takes it. That's 100% star. And then by his refill here, you can see he's only got this much energy. He has 2 refills. Again, the more likely one he would have had about like to there. He would have had 8 more energy, and then these 2 star punches wouldn't take him down. But here, you don't have to do anything. You just hold start, and then hold start again, and it's done. Game over, buddy. So that was with the Game Genie. That was when I was doing the original practice for this fight. That was the Game Genie stuff. And that was a 42.48. So I was pretty hyped. All right, let's bring it back to the cam here. There we are. So yeah, once I had approached McHazard about this strat, and he made those adjustments because I was just like, look, is there anything better we can do? I showed him the old strat, the one that I showed you guys, the a delicate encoded for me, and he was like, yeah, let's do this. And then Drekis, who I believe I saw in the chat a little bit earlier, was able to figure out these Game Genie codes that'll let you go to any boxer. And then you guys, maybe some of you guys saw me the other day. I will check donations, thank you. Maybe you guys saw me the other day. I started practicing with the Game Genie, and it took me a little bit, but once I got it going, I was kind of starting to get in a little rhythm, and then I did get that fake PB or whatever the hell you want to call it, but that gave me the confidence to do attempts. And to be quite honest, I am shocked that it took this few attempts for me to get the strat. I mean, I don't know if it's dumb luck or what, but to get the 35.97 on Kaiser and this on Honda in like, I don't know, dude. I don't know what to say. It's just so lucky compared to like my normal, like you guys saw how long it took me to get my single segment my single segment PB, the 1633 that I got recently. That took forever. That took freaking forever. Some of my other ILs, they took forever. You guys didn't get to see that because that was before streaming, but they took forever. And then this shit happened in like a couple days.